Hey guys, welcome back to video number 2 in this 4-part masterclass series. If you haven't watched the first video yet, I highly recommend you do that. But anyways, in today's video, we're going to be discussing how to find stocks before they explode, and we'll even be going into some mini trainings in this video. So I'm super excited. If you haven't already, get out a notepad and let's get started. All right, so let me just quickly recap what we covered in video number 1. So we discovered the right strategy will help you from going to losing money to making at least 15% a year every year on average. So that is a great return. The right strategy can take you from guessing and stressing to consistently profiting from the market. And also the right strategy will give you more free time and fulfillment in your life because you won't have to constantly be wasting your time and staring at the screen. So let's quickly picture this, right? At a 10% return over 30 years, you will turn $1 into $17 or $1,000 into $17,000. This is the return of the S&P 500 if you invest in just that. A 20% return if you're able to double that return, which is where I'm hoping to get people to through this training video, it will turn $1 into $237 or $1,000 into $237,000. And what some of my students have even been able to do is make a 30% return, which is turning $1 into $2,600, or if you invest $1,000, $2.6 million. Crazy return, and it really is life-changing. All right, so guys, we also discussed the trending band indicator, the one simple strategy that has been proven to work and has helped over 1,000 people consistently make money from the market. And so what we're seeing here is you buy above the green line, you sell below the green line, you can short below the red line, and it also helps you pinpoint dip buys with precision accuracy. So we've also been able to predict stocks like Workhorse that went up 430% in 2 months, and we even been able to catch the dip during the pandemic. So even when we don't know what the market is doing, what the economy is doing, we have been able to make amazing returns, right? Like the 95% return, the 51%, the 84%, the 95%, all these amazing returns following one simple strategy. All right, now getting into the content for this video here, we're going to talk about finding stocks before they explode. So again, when I came up with finding the best stocks is a quote from Mike Bellafiore, who runs a proprietary trading fund in New York. And it is, you are only as good as the stocks you trade or invest in, right? You are only as good as those stocks, because without those stocks, you can only make a finite return. So again, if you haven't already, please link below, grab your free comprehensive stock report. The reason why you need to grab this is because we're going to be going over it in today's training. We're going to be using this report to find some amazing stocks in addition to some other mini trainings that we're doing, but you really need this free report. All right, so my step-by-step framework for finding the best stocks and profiting is this. Step 1, find the stocks. Step 2, assess the stocks. Step 3, use the right strategy on those stocks. And 4, automate your system. So again, we already kind of briefly hinted at and discussed the right strategy, but we'll be getting more into that in lesson number 3. We're also going to talk about automation in lesson number 4, so make sure you stay tuned. Anyways, in today's lesson is all about finding and assessing those stocks. Let's get into it right now. So step 1, finding stocks. There are 3 different methods we use for this. The method number 1, we're going to be using the stock report, so please make sure you have that and we'll go over it. Method number 2 is using stock screeners, which is very awesome. It's almost like the report, but like an advanced version. And then we have the compare it method, which is also another amazing method. So the results of picking the right stocks is this: making money on the stocks that you are buying, right? Like you're buying stocks and they're actually making you money, right? And then this, thank you. You have always responded, blah, blah, blah. I'm up 30% in my demo account. So yes, we do have to say it is a demo account, but still up 30% in a month is an amazing return, right? This student is on a real account. He actually doubled his account size in 4 months. I shared his story in video number 1, but this is Dennis and he's up 30% right right now, or at least at the moment that he messaged me, right? Vags, I also shared this in the last video. He made 11.6% return in a single month, and that is what most people make in a year, and that's insane and amazing. It's all based on picking the right stocks. So guys, let's jump into method number 1, the stock report, right now. All right, guys, so in this mini training, what we're going to start off doing is we're going to use the free stock report. So this is what you see up here on my screen. Again, if you haven't claimed yours yet, you just need to put your email and name below, and then we can get started. All right, so what this report is it's a comprehensive view of stocks on the U.S. market and in the top international markets as well, and it's going to give you a great understanding of what stocks are doing well based on trend and everything like that. So let's break it down right now. All right, so again, we have the ticker here, which is the stock symbol. We have the company name. We have the price of the stock when this report was pulled. We have the recommendation, which shows there are actually, let's just go into this right now. There are 4 different types of recommendations. If you go here to the filter, you can actually find those. And what it is, let's see if it shows here. We have great buy, neutral, and sell. So the difference between a buy and great buy is that a buy means that the stock is projected to move higher. Great buy is a stock that is a buy recommendation, but the current price is inside the optimal buy range. So with this software, with this approach, with this simple thing, we know exactly where we should be buying those stocks. And if the current stock price is within that range that we like buying those stocks at, then it's classified as a great buy versus just a normal buy. Then we have neutral, which means that it's inside the band, which means that it's range bound. The stock isn't going to do much. And then we have sell, which means that it's underneath that red line that we discussed in video number 1, and then it's projected to go lower. So again, we want to filter by great buy because ideally that's what you want to purchase by. We have trend, which shows which direction it's headed, which is kind of like the recommendation as well. We have the accuracy. Now this is amazing. This is something that, like, again, this report and screener that we'll get into later is something that only my software has. It's something that you can't find anywhere else that I'm super excited to tell you about. But again, I'll also show you some free options as well. But the accuracy here is the percent chance that you will make at least a 7% return when a stock is triggered as a buy alert. So for instance, great buy and buy is triggered as a buy alert. So what we see here is that, for instance, if we were to buy AAL, the stock is a great buy. It has an 86% chance, based on the history of the stock, of making at least a 7% return. And it's going to hit a 7% return in roughly 17.4 days. So it kind of gives us an exact playbook on how we should be playing this stock. And that's what I love about this report. So the last update, it actually shows when that stock became a buy alert. So it became a buy on December 22nd. So we should see it hit a 7% return. We have an 86% chance of it hitting a 7% return by 22nd plus 17 days, roughly the first week of January. So using these stats, we're able to pinpoint amazing stocks. And again, you can also do stop loss, risk to reward, and all these other amazing features that it comes with. So again, let's start filtering and let's find some amazing stocks. Again, if you come down here, you can't see it, but there's an international stock section as well. I'm going to stick to the US stocks, but it works the same way. So the recommendation is great buy. The accuracy here, we're going to come here and let's filter by values. So let's say maybe we can do, what do we want to filter by? Actually, let's just sort it A to Z. Z to A. So that's going to be from highest to lowest. So we get a super high accuracy rating. And then let's see. I like my trades to last longer. So if you like short-term trades versus long-term trades, then you'll change it. But I like longer-term trades, so I'll go Z to A. And again, that kind of is throwing off this other filters, but it's going to kind of help us filter down. So here we go. Here's a stock right here, MPNGF. This may be a good one to look into. We can add this to our list of stocks. So we're going to add this one because it has a high accuracy rating, and it takes about 100 days to hit that profit target. We have this one that's high, about 79, so we'll also add FD&I, and we're just going to create a list of stocks based on this report. And so this is a 9764 Grubhub, again, great stock, GRUB. We're just going to create a list of stocks based on the price and based on everything that we want to look for. Again, I know there are better Excel experts, so again, you can download this as an Excel and do some more stuff with it to find those stocks that you want to find. But this is how we're going to use a stock report to find stocks. We're going to create a list of stocks, and then from there, we're going to go into analyzing that, and we'll do that here towards the end of this video and in video number 3. All right, so this is how we are going to use the stock report. Now let's get into the next one on stock screeners. All right, guys, now that we covered method number 1, let's go into method number 2, which is stock screeners. So let's go into that right now. Guys, we're going to break down stock screeners right now for you. So what you're seeing right here is the impeccable stock software. Inside of this software that I offer, there is a screener that allows you to search by all these many features. And so what's awesome about this is it helps you pinpoint exactly what stocks you want to do. So the stock report that I just showed is slightly outdated. This screener here on the site gets updated every single day. So that's amazing. And let's go through it right now. And also remember that you should be able to do roughly the same things on any free scanner like finviz.com, Yahoo Finance, etc., but we're going to use this. The reason why I love the one on the software is because my software is one of the only stock softwares that shows recommendation. It's one of the only softwares that I know of that gives you an accuracy rating that is consistent based on the historical performance of that stock. And it is one of the only platforms that I know of that gives you an average hold time, again, based on how that stock has performed over time. And so because we have these numbers, these stats that you can't find anywhere else, you can actually find stocks that will benefit you. If you like holding for a short amount of time, for a longer amount of time, if you like having extreme accuracy, then this is going to be the screener for you. So I definitely recommend you check it out when we reopen on January 6th. Anyways, so let's say, again, we always want to filter by great buy. Again, you can switch, but I like great buy. I want to go on the cheaper side. So let's go 1 to 150. Accuracy, I want it up in the upper 80s. So I'm just going to say 80, and then 2 is automatically 100. Last change, which means the day that it became a buy, which is the day that it changed to a buy recommendation. I want to get the most recent stocks that have just become buys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be stocks that have changed in the last 4 days. So the last change within 4 days, actually, I realize now that I'm recording this, we've had a long weekend, with Christmas break, so that's actually not going to work. Let's go back 1 week because we've had that extended weekend. We have a risk to reward. If I want to select those, I can. An average hold time, I want a minimum average hold time of, let's say, a month. And again, I can select the profit potential that I want, greater than 25, whatever I want. I'm just going to stay neutral. I don't want any dividend yields. Let's just go with that. Here we go. We found 116 stocks. So again, 116 stocks, and we can actually search through everything about the stock, the 5-year change. What I'm really going to look for here is stocks that have a positive 5-year change. So let's see if we can get that. So yeah, we have a negative 5-year change. Let's do this one more time. So now we have stocks listed in ascending order by positive 5-year change, which means that over the long run, these stocks perform well. And now I can take a look at these stocks. So I can also compile a great list of stocks from these, right? Like I can see Elixir, Houston, Woodbrick, all these amazing companies, Check Inc., and I can make a list of these top 20 here. I can grab these top 20, and then I can use them when we start to actually analyze these stocks. Now, I do want to show you a super cool feature. Not only do we allow you to find stocks based on stocks that work well for you, but what you can also do is you can come in here and actually click on the stock and get it instantly analyzed for you. So right here, you can see how Chegg, it says the last close, the recommendation, and then we have the buy range, the take profit, the stop loss, the risk to reward, the fundamentals on it, and everything. All right, guys, but I'll be sharing more about this soon, so don't feel like you have to know all about this. We'll be discussing it later. All right, guys, but thank you so much for watching this part. We have one more mini training coming up next, so please stay tuned. Method number 3, our final method. I hope you enjoyed what you've learned from the first method and the second method, which is the stock report and stock screeners. Now we're getting into the compare it method, also another free resource. So let me show you how to take advantage of this, and let's get into it right now. Hey guys, what's up? So in this method mini training, what we're doing is we're doing the compare it method. So again, when you go onto the stock analyzer and you search up any stock and you get the fundamentals, you get the buy ranges, you get all this, you also get the compare it method built into it, so you don't have to do any extra work. What this does is when you look up a stock, it shows you other stocks, three common stocks that are in the same industry, same sector, and have roughly the same performance as that stock. And the reason why this is amazing is because it can help you pinpoint stocks that you like. So for instance, if you like how Apple performs, you like how SPY performs, you can use the compare it method to find those stocks. So again, this is built into the software, but if you would like to do it yourself, there's a simple website, and you just go to, for instance, if I'm just going to Google search similar stocks, and what will happen is you'll pull up stockfetcher.com. From stockfetcher.com, you have this. Again, this depends on how long you want the stock to match up. I like longer, so I go 180 days, and I type in the stock I like. So for instance, if I like the way that MSFT moves and performs, then I'm going to go here, and it's going to show me other stocks that are in the same industry and sector that perform the same. So for instance, here, our first recommendation is DocuSign. Very great stock, performs roughly the same. You can see the stock symbol or the chart of Microsoft here and DocuSign here. The same thing for Adobe is the next stock, is a great stock as well. And we also have ADME, which is a drawdown management ETF. And so what we're seeing here is we're seeing a list of great stocks. And this is another free, amazing resource that you can do when you're analyzing stocks. Again, the software does it for you. And actually, we're improving it to make it better than this site. But yes, this is something that you can do for free, and it is called the compare it method. So once you find your list of stocks, you using the report, using a screener and all that stuff, you compile that list. You find the stocks you like based on the trending band approach, which we'll discuss more in lesson number 3. And then you can take it and you can find other stocks just like it using the compare it method. All right, guys, video number 3 is January 5th, where we're going to be discussing more about the strategy, more about making money and protecting your cash. So let's get ready for that. Get excited. It is January 5th, so stay tuned. If you haven't grabbed your free report yet, please do so. When you enter your email, you will get notified when this video comes out. So please stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining us for video number 2. Can't wait to see you in video number 3.